situation over the 12 years that I've been here entertaining you on television. Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson. Getting out of my car with my money. Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost, I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know? Good morning, Kelvin. It's my truth.
What if I told you the woman who helped destroy a marriage is now watching her own world collapse in real time? What if I told you the man she risked everything for, the man she thought would give her the soft life forever, has suddenly vanished right when the money dried up? This isn't a rumor. This isn't blog gossip. This is the moment Sharina Hudson's entire fairy tale turns into the exact nightmare Wendy Williams warned the world about. Because today, we're breaking down the unraveling. Kevin Hunter, once living off Wendy's millions, now reportedly broke, desperate, and filing lawsuits like lottery tickets, hoping one will hit. His home's gone. His car's repossessed. His lifestyle? Done. And Sharina? The woman who disappeared from Instagram moved back home and quietly started selling health products and real estate services just to survive, suddenly reemerges with a new narrative and a story she hoped no one would ever piece together. But you have to ask yourself, why did she vanish the moment Kevin's last lawsuit failed? Why did she scrub her entire online life clean? And why now, after months of silence, is she resurfacing like someone running from a truth she can no longer hide? Because behind the scenes, the whispers are getting louder. Was Sharina abandoned the same way Kevin abandoned Wendy? Is karma finally cashing a bill that's been overdue for years? And is Kevin Hunter's sudden disappearance connected to something darker? Tonight, we follow the clues, the money trail, and the unraveling lies. Because once you see the full picture, you'll understand why Sharina Hudson's downfall might be the biggest twist in the Wendy Williams saga yet. And trust me, what we found next changes everything. What if the woman who helped destroy a marriage is now living through the exact same heartbreak she once contributed to? What if everything Wendy Williams warned the world about, the betrayal, the manipulation, the money, has finally come full circle? Before the scandals, before the lawsuits, before the Instagram disappearances, there was a triangle. Wendy Williams, Kevin Hunter, and Sharina Hudson, the woman at the center of a decade-long secret. For years, the surface looked calm. Wendy was the star, Kevin was the manager, and Sharina? She was the mystery woman whose name floated around gossip blogs long before the world confirmed the truth. And that truth was simple. Kevin wasn't just cheating, he was living an entire second life. Hotels, vacations, a whole other home, and yes, a baby. But while Wendy was filming, hosting, and building an empire, Kevin was building a family with Sharina on Wendy's dime. It was messy. It was cruel. And it was the beginning of a downfall that none of them saw coming. Because when Wendy's guardianship began, when her checks stopped, when her show ended, Kevin's entire luxury world collapsed overnight. And Sharina? She vanished. Why? Where did she go? And why is she suddenly reappearing now? What if Sharina wasn't missing, but hiding from a truth she never wanted to face? After Wendy left her show, the financial dominoes fell fast, faster than anyone expected. Kevin didn't just lose a wife. He lost a salary, a lifestyle, a future built entirely on Wendy's empire. And the court had receipts. There was a clause in their divorce that Kevin never thought would matter. If Wendy's contract ended, she no longer had to pay him alimony. The $250,000 monthly checks. Gone. The lump sum divorce payout? Burned through. Luxury cars? Repos and loans. Their Florida home, the one he shared with Sharina? Put up for sale. As the lawsuits started piling up, lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, Sharina's social media went quiet. Then silent. Then gone. She disappeared like someone who knew the storm was coming. And that's when the whispers started. Kevin stopped paying child support. Sharina moved back in with her mother. She's selling vegan food and gut medicine to survive. The soft life is over. But the tension didn't stop there. Because while Kevin was running from creditors, Sharina was running from something else. Shame.
fear,
or karma. End of chapter 2 cliffhanger. But the biggest bombshell was still ahead, because Kevin wasn't done, not even close. Each year, Kevin created a new lawsuit, a new attempt to claw his way back to Wendy's money. First, he said he was broke, behind on bills, facing foreclosure, unable to pay car insurance. Then he tried to sue Wendy again, demanding her payments restart. But the most shocking moment came when he claimed Wendy hid $48 million during their divorce.
$48
million. The court threw it out, but the desperation was clear. Then next, Kevin attempted the wildest move yet. He sued Wells Fargo, Wendy's guardian, her manager, the judge, everyone, claiming Wendy's constitutional rights were violated. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. Kevin wasn't doing this to protect Wendy. He wasn't doing this as a hero. He wasn't trying to save her. He was trying to save himself. Because without Wendy, Kevin has no brand, no business, no income, no future. And Sharina knew it. Her silence wasn't an accident. It was strategy. It was survival. And eventually, sources say she realized what Wendy had feared for years. Kevin doesn't stay when the money runs out. End of chapter 3 cliffhanger. But the industry had its own secrets, and they were about to hit the surface. Behind the scenes, Wendy's downfall wasn't just a medical issue. It wasn't just a guardianship. And it wasn't just Kevin. This was a coordinated move, with powerful hands steering the wheel. A judge, a financial institution, a doctor, a manager, a guardian, all in lockstep, according to documents. The goal?
Control Wendy. Control her money.
Control her legacy. And guess who was completely cut off from that power circle?
Kevin.
And by extension, Sharina. When Wendy lost access to her wealth, Kevin wasn't just losing income, he was losing his place in the machine. Suddenly, Sharina wasn't the princess in waiting. She wasn't the new queen on the throne. She wasn't replacing Wendy. She was in the way. Hollywood has rules. Money has rules. And when a star falls, the people orbiting them fall first. Sharina was never prepared for that fallout. And Kevin never warned her. End of chapter 4 cliffhanger. But the public saw everything, and they weren't shy about reacting. Twitter went crazy. Sharina wanted the soft life. Now she's selling gut juice? Karma is real. Wendy tried to warn her. Kevin left Wendy for this? She thought she was going to live off Wendy forever. Hilarious. The money is gone, and so is Kevin. Sharina is finally living the life she built. Chaos. Blogs dragged her. Podcasts mocked her. TikTok created entire conspiracy theories about her disappearance. And the comments kept rolling in. Girl, why would you build a life with a man living off another woman? Side chick turned main chick turned abandoned? She better apologize to Wendy from her soul. But the worst part? People weren't wrong. Because to understand this fall, you have to understand the psychology behind it. Why did Sharina stay? Why did she believe Kevin? Why risk everything? Experts say this is classic. Love bombing, future faking, lifestyle addiction, and trauma bonding. Kevin gave her luxury, attention, intimacy, as long as Wendy's checks were coming in. But at the core, Sharina wasn't in love with Kevin. She was in love with the comfort. She believed she was the upgrade. The new era. The chosen one. She thought Wendy was the obstacle, not the foundation. Meanwhile, Kevin's psychology is rooted in entitlement. He believed Wendy owed him. He believed her money was his. He believed leaving her wouldn't hurt him. But the moment Wendy fell, everything fell. The girl, the lifestyle, the power, the dream. And for the first time, Sharina saw Kevin the way Wendy once did. A user, a manipulator, a man without loyalty, only convenience. End of chapter 6 cliffhanger. And then the twist hit the internet. After nearly a year of being missing from the public eye, Sharina finally reappeared. And the internet instantly noticed. Kevin was nowhere in sight. No couple photos. No daddy-daughter moments. No family life. No luxury restaurants. No gifts. No vacations. Nothing. Just Sharina, her daughter, and survival. Reports then leaked. Sharina and Kevin had allegedly separated. And Kevin wasn't providing anything. Not money, not support, not presence. Even worse, some insiders claim Kevin hasn't been seen in months. Bankruptcy rumors. Health rumors. Run from creditors rumors. And then came the silent confirmation. Sharina's entire aesthetic changed. Soft life, hustle life. Luxury, necessity. Quiet, desperate promotion. Real estate agent. Wellness product seller. Small business owner. A woman rebuilding from scratch. And suddenly, everything Wendy ever said felt prophetic. But the story is far from over. So here we are. A relationship built on betrayal, now destroyed by the same betrayal. A man who lived off one woman, now abandoned by another. A side chick who became the main chick, now fighting to survive alone. And a prophecy spoken years ago by Wendy Williams finally coming true. How you get 'em is how you lose 'em. But the real question now is, where is Kevin Hunter? Is he broke or hiding? Did he leave Sharina? Or did she finally leave him? Was this karma or the inevitable fallout of a relationship built on lies? And most importantly, is this the end of the Wendy, Kevin, Sharina saga, or just the beginning of a darker chapter? The internet is watching. The receipts are coming. And trust me, the next reveal changes everything. So at the end of the day, this entire saga comes down to one brutal truth. The woman Kevin once chose over Wendy is now living through the exact downfall Wendy warned the world about. But here's what I want to know from you. Do you think this is pure karma finally catching up to Sharina and Kevin, or is there a darker part of the story that we still haven't been told? Because right now, Kevin Hunter is broke, missing, and silent. Sharina is hustling to survive, and Wendy's prophecy looks more real than ever. Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this debate is about to get messy, and your opinion might actually be the missing piece to this puzzle. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss what's coming next, because the story, it's far from over. In fact, the next chapter takes everything you heard today and cranks it up to a whole new level of shocking. You think this was wild? Wait until you see what we uncovered about the next player in Wendy's downfall. Trust me, you do not want to miss it.